Okay, so it's not shooting. That's a bummer. Why didn't it work? Oh, I know why. I'm stupid. Oh, it's doing a thing. Oh my god, it's working. It's a... Oh, this is great. It's just pew pew and I just obliterated them. That's awesome. Okay, so now it's just shooting. Even though it shouldn't have anything to shoot at. Okay, I definitely have to clean this code up because this is starting to get out of control. I'm starting to copy and paste a lot of code in several places, which is a bad sign. So my code's starting to stink. Okay, so now it's at least shooting at the target that it has. And it is switching to the nearest target, which is good. You know, especially when you start getting tired and you start making mistakes and it just compounds upon each other, you can easily see the destruction that you can cause. So while you might be excited to work on a project, sometimes it's better to do it in small stints and take breaks. I should have taken a break after I got, I don't know, shooting to work. What's up, everybody? Editor X Wizard here. This episode is rough, so you probably saw already, but the intro, I condensed a lot of the good stuff, but it's basically just an hour of me digging myself a deep hole that I'm going to have to fix in the next episode. So, moral of the story is, take breaks, get up, walk around, do other things. Don't just code for like 3 or 4 hours straight. Especially late at night, because you'll just get into a big mess. Anyway, back to the video. Okay, so now what we need to do is we need to update our... we need to add some logic to shoot baddies. So, update state for our weapons. We'll do timers, targets, image, angles, etc. So we need to determine if we do anything with our timer. If we do, decrement it. Okay. Determine if we need to calculate a target. So what I'm going to do here is I'm also going to add a target variable. I'm going to set this to no one, which is a special constant that GameMaker has. If you're gonna set a variable that you're gonna use to keep track of an instance ID, so I'm gonna be using this target to keep track of which instance the turret's gonna be targeting. I always initialize it with no one, and then that way I can always verify, like, if instance exists target, it will correctly show false and not crash if I use no one. So good stuff there. Good to know. Good little tidbit. I'm going to add target equal no one here. I'm going to add a comment to my documentation code here that just says used to keep track of which instance this weapon is targeting. Boom. There we go. Save. Okay, so we have a target now. So determine if we need to calculate a target. So if p weapons .i fixed, again, we're checking to see if it's a fixed weapon. We're going to want to do not fixed, because we want a non-fixed weapon. We don't want turret. This is a non-fixed weapon. Should be a turret. We need a target. All right. If we're going to do if instance exists, target This is going to be some sort of AI logic we're going to do here. So if instance exists target, we already have a target. Are they still in range or in our sector of fire? So now I probably also need to have a range. That's going to be fun. Do we have enough to calculate that already? So we have an expire already. So we're probably going to calculate that based on expire, and we should also add a projectile speed. Projectile speed. So we're going to add projectile, I'm just going to say proj speed. And I'm going to say equals 15, not equals, but colon 15. I'm starting to make mistakes. I'm getting real tired here. So I'm going to add that underneath here. And I'm also going to add that here. And let me add that. There we go. The speed at which projectiles fired from this weapon will travel. And then we also need to update our firing code. So we'll see how we're setting its speed. We're just defaulting it at 15. We need to change this to our variable that we're storing. So p weapons I dot proj speed. There we go. Success. Cool. So we've got that. We updated our documentation code. That's good. So now we need to go back up here. Let's see. Var range. I'm going to say var r. So we're going to do r for range, and then we're going to do you know, I'm just gonna keep it range, and then targetable. So whether or not they are targetable. So if they're in range, well, I'll just worry about range for now. Sorry, I'm starting to get scatterbrained here. Range is going to equal p weapons I dot, what were our values here? So the range is effectively going to be projectile speed times the expire. That's the distance it's going to be able to travel before the projectile fades. So we're going to do we're going to do proj speed times p weapons I. And this was expire. Var range. So, are they still in range? Calculate the distance to our target. Determine if target is in range, because that's what I was trying to do. Is in range. There we go. And we're going to say var target range equals distance to object. We already verified object exists, so we're going to say target. And then if the range is less than the target range, so if our target is out of range, then what we're going to do is we're going to see, target is out of range, clear our target so we can get a new one. So I'm just going to say p weapons, because I'm referencing this weapons target. If I could do this right, that'd be cool. P weapons target equals, or not equals, no one. There we go. So we're clearing a target if it's out of range. Okay, our target is still in range, but is it in our sector of fire? So what we're going to do is we're going to do var target direction equals, and we're going to do, I believe it's point direction. Yes, so point direction. So we're going to do, oh man, this is getting pretty cumbersome. This is getting really cumbersome. So we need to calculate the direction of where they are. So we're going to copy this. I'm going to do var target dir equals point direction. I'm going to need to do this after, because we need to get the XY coordinate of where our turret is, which may or may not be our ship's XY coordinate. So we have to do this calculation again. So we're going to do XX, YY, and then where we're going to be pointing to, so we're doing our turret's XY to like where our enemy is, our enemy XY, and that will give us the direction. So we're going to do target.x, target.y. Again, we already verified target exists before running this, so all this stuff should work fine. Target dir equals point direction. So now we're going to verify. We're going to calculate where this turret currently is. Calculate where the direction our target is from us. And then we're going to determine if target direction is within our sector of fire. So the cool thing is that we can just do something like if target dir is less than, how do we want to do this? How do I want to make sure it's within? Because it goes 0 to 360. So if our sector of fire is, for example, say 0 to 90, we want to make sure it's greater than our minimum, but less than our maximum. So we're going to want to say if it's less than our maximum, so P weapons. What was our, it was sector min. There we go. So if it's less than our sector min, it's outside of our range. And we can do a double ampersand here, which is and, because we're not done with this if statement yet. So if it's less than our minimum and greater than our maximum, it should be outside of our sector of fire. So then we'll do target dir is greater than P weapons I dot sector max. Oops, I hit insert on accident. So there we go. Target is outside of our sector of fire. Clear target. So we can get a new one. Okay. Target equals no one. Oh, actually, no, excuse me. P weapons target. There we go. Save. Holy cow. So we have a target. Okay, so we added some logic here to calculate the target. We need to get a target is the problem. Tell you what, let's do that calculation here when we're ready to fire. We can get a target. And then, so let's see. So let's see. This is a fixed weapon. Just fire in the direction we are facing. This is an independent weapon. Acquire target if possible, if needed, and fire at target. So what we're going to do here is we're already checking if we're ready to fire. So we've already done that. So we're ready to fire here. So what we need to do is, do we have a target? We already did our target validation up here, so we don't have to do that again. So do we have a target? If target doesn't equal no one, I guess I could do if target. Oh, actually no, I need to be more explicit because we're working with an object. I'm starting to make mistakes here. Instance exists target, right? If instance exists target, we can just do we do. Actually, I'm going to change this. So if instance exists, if the instance does not exist, so we don't have a target, we don't have a target, can we get one? And then what we can do, how are we going to check to see? See, normally I would just get like instance nearest. Instance nearest. But this function will check the instances of a given object to see which is nearest to the given XY point. All checks will be given from the XY position to the origin XY position of instances the object specified. If no instances of the object exists, the function will return the keyword no one, which we're using. But if there are instances, it will return the ID of the instance found. Please note that the instance running the code has the same object index being checked. It will be included in the check. Okay. So instance ID or none. So inst object nearest. I might have to put a to-do on this because I'm not sure how to do this at the moment and I am tired. So what I might do is I might put a to-do on that and I might do some research on that. Oh, I'm still running the game. There we go. So I'm going to put a to-do, figure out how to acquire a target within our sector of fire. So, okay. So we're going to have to do that. So earlier, let's see. So assuming I had done this, we just tried to see if we could get another target. Do we have one? So this might be kind of redundant, but I'm going to do this check again. Except I'm going to say if instance exists target, we have a target. Let's see, we just ensured we have a target and tried to get another to get a target. If we don't, do we have one? We have a target. Okay, so now we can do our code to actually fire stuff. So what we're going to do is we're just going to copy a lot of this stuff here. Actually, oh no, we already created a projectile, which could be dangerous. So what I think we're going to do here is I'm going to get rid of this, and I'm going to move this down to here, var projectile equal instance create. because there's a chance that our weapon may not fire. So if it doesn't have a target, we don't want it to create a projectile and not set values. So we're going to want to just, I'm going to copy this whole section here and modify as we need. So we have a target. Let's pew pew that bad boy. Okay, so we're setting expire, we're setting the damage, we're setting the projection speed. Where's the image angle? We're going to need to set to P weapons. Oh god, it's angle is what I had, and then the image angle is also going to be P weapons. There we go. So I think this should work. I think we also need to... Okay, so there's a chance that our weapon may not fire. So we want to make sure that we're not doing this automatically. We want to make sure we're doing it explicitly here if we actually do fire. So I'm going to add this below these. It's duplicating code, but at the same time it's handling a case where if we don't have any target, we're not going to be firing, and I don't want to miss out on a attack timer if it's a super long cooldown. So yeah. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to get target equal instance nearest, and we're going to do XX YY, and we're going to do OBJ bad guys. This is placeholder logic. Okay, so I'm going to hit play, and hopefully our turret starts shooting people. Gotcha, I messed up. I need to be referencing P weapons target. Boom. Boom. Business exists target. Save. Now let's try to run it. Player ship line 44. We're doing it again somewhere. Line 44. Yep. We did it there. Okay, so it's not shooting. That's a bummer. Why didn't it work? Shit. Tell you what, let's do something here called a show debug message. And this will add something in the console if something goes wrong. And I can just put a string here and say turret target dropped not in sector. So now if I run this, if it's actually dropping that, it should output a bunch of stuff to the console, but it's not doing that. Man, what is going on? Okay, so it's not doing that. Let me just get rid of that. Save. Oh, I know why. I'm stupid. This was all in my point-to-click stuff. Okay. Oh, gosh. Okay. I know what to do. So, update state for our weapons. Non-fixed weapon should be a turret. We need a target. Target equals no one. So now we need to... we did some logic to... Actually, let me just copy and paste code. Copy pasta! So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to cut all this stuff here, because we don't need to do anything if it's not a fixed weapon, because again, this is all for the mouse check event. I'm silly. too tired to be doing this stuff. I just want to get this finished and go to bed. Okay, this is independent weapon, acquire target if needed. Okay. So we're going to do acquire target if needed and fire at a target. So I think all this stuff here should just work being pasted in. So if I save this, let's see if it crashes again. It's not doing anything, man. Okay. So we need to check this. I think it should always be acquiring a target, and then if we go to fire, we want to ensure that we're doing our thing here. So I'm still not seeing any projectiles fire. So we also want to point it towards our target too, because the turret's just hanging there. So I have no idea if it's getting a target or not. So target deer, because point direction. If we do have else, I don't need to do an else there here. So we're already doing a target direction calculation here. So what I can do is that I can make our turret face the target. So what we're going to do here is we're going to set our key weapons I dot angle equals target direction. So that should be our angle. So let's see if this does anything. Let's see if it's even pointing at something. It's not. What's the deal, man? I don't know why it's not working. And I'm getting really tired. See, this is this is where game development gets a little tricky when you start getting in the weeds here, but this is why comments are so important, so you can start going through your logic and then break it down step by step. So we got all our stuff there, that's good. So we're iterating through every single one of our P weapons. We're handling our attack timers regardless if it's fixed. I'm going to just explicitly check this to false just for readability. If fixed equals false, this is not a fixed weapon. If this exists target, we already have a target, determine if it's in range. Oh, there's nothing, all we're doing is if we already have a target, but nothing if we don't have a target. So if instance exists target, so we need to move this outside of this code block. So if it's exists target, we want to move this down here. So if fixed, let's see what this does. Instance nearest. Local variable YY not set before reading it. Gotcha. So what we're going to do is we're going to copy this. Save, run it. Line 47. Oh, target. God, I keep doing that. Line 47. We need to be referencing P weapons I target. Save. It just keeps crashing. Line 57. Target deer equals point direction. Yeah, target X, target Y. I did the thing again. Boom. P weapons target. P weapons target. Save. Play. Oh, it's doing a thing! Oh my god! It's working! It's a... Oh, this is great! It's just pew pew and I just obliterated them. That's awesome. Okay, now let's test... Let's make the speed like super slow. Let's make it not last long. So let's make it last 30. And then let's see if it's still... Oh, see? We made a bug. Line 57. Unable to find instance for object index 4. So target deer equals point direction. Gotcha. All right, so we need to do another check here. We potentially cleared our target. Verified target still exists before. Continuing. So if instance exists target. See, that's why we always have to do instance exists, because if we try doing stuff with a target that or an instance that might not exist, we get crashes. So that was really good and constructive for people to see. If you're still watching this mess for some reason, I don't know why you would be. Okay. So we already calculated target deer prior to clearing this, so this should still work fine. Whew. Nope. 53. Oh, if instance exists target. I did it again. I need to take a break, that's for sure. Instance exists. I keep shooting myself in the foot here. Okay, so now it's just shooting, even though it shouldn't have anything to shoot at. So we'll probably have to fix our code there, but yeah, I mean, we got an auto shooting turret. We're amazing. Oh god, I'm gonna fall. Come on. Oh yeah. Okay. So, do we have a target? We don't have a target. This is so messy. I keep having to check if we have a target for every step of the way. So, I'm going to need to refactor this to make this a lot cleaner. So, we don't have to keep checking this every step of the way. What I might do is I might just condense all of my target validation checking into like a switch statement and run all that up front, and then I can handle everything else below that. So this I think should work now. This is getting pretty ugly code though. Nope. You know what, we're just gonna undo this stuff here, because obviously what I did isn't working. So save. Oh, we're already doing that check here. So we have a target. So why are we still firing at it if we don't have one? Instance exists. We have a target. What target are we firing at? So I wonder if so it's firing at nowhere because it's getting a target, but if we destroy these targets, it should stop firing because it's not going to be able to get one. Okay. So for some reason, it's not aiming right. Okay, so it's not aiming at our target. I get it. I'm going to take this. I'm going to move this down here. Face our target. Oh, I already had a comment for that. I can get rid of that. So I'm going to have to calculate this again. It seems a bit messy, but whatevs. Okay, I definitely have to clean this code up because this is starting to get out of control. I'm starting to copy paste a lot of code in several places, which is a bad sign. So my code's starting to stink. So next episode, whenever I get to that, is going to be refactoring and cleaning this up, preferably after I've slept. P weapons. So we wanted to fire the projectile at the target. Save, and let's run it now. Okay, so now it's at least shooting at the target that it has. And it is switching to the nearest target, which is good. So this will have to wait until I tackle that to-do where it only targets enemies within range. Or within the, when I figure out that whole sector of fire thing. So what I'm going to do, because I'm going to sleep, at the very top of my code here, I'm going to put to-dos that need to be done. Figure out sector targeting and refactor the targeting code to be a lot cleaner because this is giving off a strong code smell. So there we go. I put that for next time. Jeez, I've been going for an hour. I was trying to make this one short, but you know, especially when you start getting tired and you start making mistakes and it just compounds upon each other, you can easily see the destruction that you can cause. So while you might be excited to work on a project, sometimes it's better to do it in small stints and take breaks. I should have taken a break after I got, I don't know, shooting to work. I should not have tried tackling non-fixed weapons tonight. That was a big mistake. So I will remedy that mistake next episode. We're going to be hopefully refactoring this targeting code to be a lot cleaner, and then hopefully the episode after that I'll probably be figuring out that sector targeting. So maybe I might be able to do both at the same time. I don't know, but I'm going to go to sleep and come back at this with a fresh set of eyes. So thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next episode.